Yeah, partying's fun. Enjoying life matters, but not if it derails your momentum. One night of fun shouldn't undo weeks of discipline. So go ahead, celebrate, relax, laugh, live, but stay mindful. Keep the promises you've made to yourself. Get up early, hit your routine, do your most important work. Then enjoy the day knowing you've already made progress. Good morning. Welcome to day 62 of the 5 a.m. Squat Club. Today is July 1st, 2025. And if you're Canadian, it's Canada Day. But I'm here still. I'm here this morning training. I'm going to do my affirmations, prime my mind, do my workout, do my most important work. And the point is that partying's all good, but not if it takes you away from your goals, not if it slows you back from your progress. So enjoy your day, go party, whether it's Canada Day, Independence Day, your birthday, whatever, but stay on track. Still make sure that you get up early. Indulge if you want, but don't overdo it, because progress is more important than you having one day of fun. So welcome, I'm Adam, and if you haven't been here before, welcome. I am getting my life back on track, making sure I hit my goals by setting up this morning routine. I was off track, but we're getting back because this is pre-built, preset to make sure you get there. Format today is the same as usual. We're going to go through our affirmations, prime our mind in our paleo chair. Then we are going to warm up the body and then fire it up. Today is Canada's 158th birthday, so we're going to do 158 squats some way. Then we are going to talk about partying a little bit and, maybe some tips and maybe a reframe that'll get you to think about it differently. And after that, obviously, you're going to get your most important work done so that you can go and enjoy your day guilt-free. Let's get. So come on down, feet underneath the hips. If this is not an accessible position, hold on to something, right? Use a counterbalance. Try to have the heels on the floor. And try to breathe through it, especially if it's uncomfortable. Set ourselves up for success here, priming the mind. I am responsible. Today I choose to be happy. I will make decisions from a place of support rather than selfishness. I have all I need to succeed today. I will focus on progress, not perfection. I choose gratitude. So we'll do that one more time. Because the more we speak the words into our subconscious that we want to speak to ourselves all the time, the more that becomes our default and it happens automatically. So let's go again. I'm responsible. Today I choose to be happy and patient. I will make choices from a place of support rather than selfishness. I have all I need to succeed today. I will focus on progress, not perfection. I choose gratitude. Beauty. Beauty. If I haven't mentioned it before, we're doing a gratitude practice at dinner nowadays with the family, and it's just so cool. Something to consider. Our little girl, little girls, one's a little too young, but the older one gets right into it, recalls things from the day. It's fantastic. Okay, moving on. Warm up is coming up on the screen here. Let's get this body set to do some squatting. So I'm going to get some hip flexor warm up here with the knee raises. Maybe 5, 10 per side. I don't count, I just move. And then we're going to go with some good mornings. Get that posterior chain fired up. And some lunges. Knees a little bit sore from bumping into the ground yesterday. And some burpees. Everybody's favorite. And then just some squats. Remember, you can scale all these back, scale the numbers, scale the intensity of the warm-up movements. Everything is to be done at your level. Ideally, we're just progressing as we move forward. Right? Maybe you do Maybe some people are doing just the warm up and that's a good workout for you right now. Like that's okay. And then just as you progress, you want to consistently increase the level of challenge that you're putting in there. So let's talk a little bit about, I'm just going to blab about our Canada Day a little bit. Maybe talk about how my views on it are changing and all that. So we went to an early Canada Day party on the weekend. It's becoming a tradition with some friends from the gym. They live on the water, so it's a super nice place to get together during the summer. So we went out there on the weekend, and this whole concept here is made easier by the fact that, you know, the group of people that are going to this party are all similar in age to us, maybe a little younger, we're maybe a little bit late, and they're all having kids. So everybody's got these young kids running around, and as a result, you know, the party starts a little bit earlier during the day, and most people leave after we did the early fireworks around 6 o'clock, and everybody's gone by 6:30. There were some people that hung out that maybe don't have kids and kept burning the midnight oil or whatever. But what I'm taking from this is that we're at a point in our lives that, you know, maybe it's easier to not go crazy when it's a party time. You know, didn't seem like there was much heavy drinking. I'm not a drinker at all, so this really isn't a challenge for me. But it seemed like minimal drinking, or just less aggressive drinking maybe earlier in the day. And, you know, people were watching their kids, and it was a nice time. Everybody had fun. And what I'm seeing is you don't need to be a disaster to have fun. Like I used to think when I was in my 20s that you had to basically not remember the next day for it to be fun. And I've used this story with many people before. You know, people will say, oh, well, not so much at my age, but when they're younger, you know, I had to go to work in the morning and I was hungover and it was a bad thing. I never used to do that. I was so bad of a drinker that, like, if I was hungover, I wasn't doing anything the next day. So, like, it would have thrown me off. Not that I had a routine or a schedule, but it would have thrown me off. I would have not made progress that day. You know, I probably would have slept all day. And my recovery now, I'm sure, would be far less. So good thing I don't drink. But a lot of people are still doing that, you know. Even the idea of a cheat day, right? This is the same concept that, hey, I'm going to take care of myself most of the week. And then on Saturday or whatever, I'm going to blow my head up. And I get it. You know, you're restricting yourself most of the time. So you're letting yourself splurge or binge. But I'm not sure that's effective. I don't know. Maybe it's just because my mind works in a very black and white way. But the way I see it is once you pop, it's very hard to stop. And if you don't pop, if you don't start those things, you don't start drinking, you don't start partying late, you just stay in your routine, you don't crave it. You don't miss it. So if you don't have a cheat, if you don't have a day that you kind of fall off and then have to claw your way back, it's so much easier. Also, mentally, you're just consistent. You're just that guy or that girl who does it no matter what. And there's so much value in that. Because when it comes to challenges, you're going to question who you are. And if you're the person that isn't pulled by that challenge, that isn't swayed, that doesn't struggle with that because you're consistent and you have a routine to maintain for reaching your goals, then there's no challenge at all. You just say, hey, yeah, I'm going to have my fun, but I'm going to get back up and do it the next day to make sure that I'm going the direction I want. I am warm. I'm sweaty. It is very hot today. Humidity's jacked up. So Good morning, those of you that moved through the warm-up. Day 62. It is Canada Day here. It doesn't matter if you're not Canadian. We're going to do some squats. So what I was thinking is 158 squats, as Canada is 158 years old today. I'm going to do it with the weight vest. You don't have to. You can hear me breathing. It is humid here. Wow. So option number one is move slowly through some squats while I do them. I'm assuming it'll probably take me about 10 minutes, hopefully less, 15 reps a minute. But if that's not, like 158 squats is a lot. If that's not for you, maybe your capacity is low, bring out the chair, touch the chair, stand. Maybe do a couple of those every minute, right? Find a challenge that is not easy, but that you're going to be able to maintain, and then you're going to be able to work out tomorrow and you're going to be able to do it again. If the chair is easy enough, do it without the chair. Just quick squat tips. Heels on the floor about shoulder widths. Knees stay in line with the feet as opposed to rolling in. Ideally, the hips go below the knee in terms of range of motion, but you maintain a nice neutral spine without one of these guys. So limit range of motion if you need to. If the squat is accessible and you can maintain that for 158 reps, feel free to add some load, a dumbbell, a kettlebell. I'm going to go with the weight vest today. But just depending on where you're at, what your capacity is, you choose. Maybe today you're going to do 15 squats and it's going to be as little time as you can. Maybe you're going to do 50 squats. Maybe you're going to do all of these with me, but a little slower. Maybe you're going to do it with no weight. Maybe you're going to add some weight. I'm going to try to make it so clear on this channel that functional movement is scalable to any level. It doesn't matter where you're at. You can do these movements just at the right level for you. So we're almost ready here. So if you haven't set up your water, your space, it's been a while since I've done one of those. Do that. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, fucking do it. I feel like I'm being more vulgar nowadays, but I'm jacked up. Once the heart rate starts going, I'm going. Join us every morning. This is so easy. Not easy. It's so simple. I see people in comments being like, I need to change my life. I want to try that. I want to do it. Just do it. Just do it. It's here. It's so simple. Okay. 158 squats. I'll probably lose count, so I may do more, may do less. Join me. Let's do it. Celebrate Canada Day today. And let's change our lives. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Squatting in silence. Get that thumbnail shot first. 1. Lots of cracking. Legs are starting to burn. That's 30. Started too fast. Okay. 40. 50. $5,800 to go. 60. This is going to be hard. $70. $79's halfway. 80. $90. It's 100. $110. Back on 20. $130. $140. Boy. Ooh. 48, 10 more. 150. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 158. Keep going if you're not done. Recover. Wow. Good job, everybody. Happy Canada Day. Wow. Hey. That was harder than I expected, right? When I started that up, I realized that those are going to be rough. The legs are going to be sore. Okay, let's get into a stretch here. At least a runner's lunge. Get some water. Water up. Great work. So I'm squeezing the butt cheek on the forward leg or back leg. Try to push forwards. Spend at least a minute here. So, as I was mentioning, we went out a little bit the other day to a Canada Day party. And then yesterday, we went to a beach. Today, for actual Canada Day, we're doing a little community thing. And kind of two main things here. One, I think I've mentioned this on Instagram. And by the way, if you're not following us on Instagram and TikTok, go check that out. Also, go to the website, 5amsquatclub.com. Join the email list. There will be goodies coming. But so we did these things. And as I said, I would be in the past, I would have been stressing out, Leaving the farm for me is a challenge, especially this time of year when there's so much work to do. I am very focused in that sense. I've mentioned on here my black and white way of thinking that once I start something, like, let's go, let's make it happen, let's do it. So there's guilt, there's challenge when we leave the farm to go do something fun because I feel like I'm not getting something done. So this routine, this consistency, it takes away all of that. It takes away all decisions. It takes away all stress. Because the things that are most important to me outside of, loving those girls and supporting those girls happens right here every morning. It's so easy. It's so simple. It's not easy. That was not easy. That was fun, but not easy. But it's simple, right? I've designed this program so that I don't need to think. Yes, I need to come up with a workout the night before, and I need to come up with my talking points for the moments of clarity. But the system, the format is built in. And it ensures that as long as I get the hell up and I don't press that snooze button, I'm going to make progress. So it's okay if I go out and have fun and party and whatever. And obviously partying looks different for me now than it did 10, 20, 30 years ago. It's funny, I used to give my wife crap when we were first together that, I'd see pictures of her on social media from when she was in university and it looked like she was partying a lot. And I'd give her crap that like, hey, we're boring now. Let's go party more. And now I'm complete opposite. I don't want to go out and party. I want to stay here. I want to spend time with my family and I want to build this thing that is going to support us for generations and ideally teach us the ways to get back to being human. That doesn't need to be your goal. It's so sweaty here. But you have to have one. So that's where we come to our homework for today. I'm keeping it short. Look at that. Know what your most important goal is. If you don't know what that is your homework. Sit down. And I was thinking about this the other day with a friend. And when you're thinking about your goals, if you don't know how to do that, think about it in the reverse. What do you not want? Right? And this is a good way to reframe. If you can't think about the thing that you do want, think about what you don't want in your life. I don't ever want to be at a place where something happens to those girls and I can't handle it financially. Straight up. So my goal is financial independence. If I don't want to be in a place where I can't afford to buy food, or I don't want to be in a place where I look in the mirror and I'm not happy with myself, my goal is improve my physical health, right? So just a quick reframe, and I'll probably do a whole episode on this, on setting that goal. Think about what you don't want in your life. But once you've got that goal, once you've got that thing, work it back, break it down into daily actionable steps and make progress. So right now is homework time. At least an hour, right? You're up nice and early. Everybody's still sleeping. Set aside that hour. Put your phone away. Don't look at it unless it's part of your work. And get that progress made so that you can go out and party and enjoy your day. and come back to it tomorrow and do it again. Because we're building discipline. We're building a persona of someone who crushes it. Let's become that every day. Great job today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. What am I forgetting? So many things. Join the email list, 5amsquadclub.com. See you tomorrow morning. It's going to be a beautiful day. Enjoy.